Welcome to Serenity Productions.
Hi! If you could, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out at the bookstore. Thanks!
And that should be that. The full report that the council has asked for. Well, if we're missing anything, I'm sure they will give us some leniency, considering the circumstances right now. I forgot how much I hated paperwork. Even with a good drink, darling, paperwork was never my strong suit. The only reason I'm as disciplined in it as I am is because of years of practice, forcing myself to sit down and actually do the work. Though I still hate it. What are you doing? Darling, I no, that feels nice. I didn't realize I had so many knots in my back. Well, it's no surprise that I'm tense. I've been going through a lot of things lately. And quite frankly, I think I'm getting even more white hairs because of this. I will be surprised if I don't go completely white by the end. Have I told you before that you're good with your hands? Well, if I haven't before, please let me make up for that now. Just in my own head, darling. I find it hard not to get stuck in my own thoughts these days. My niece was kidnapped. My other died. I'm cut off from what little of my family still supports me. It's a lot to keep thinking about every night before I go to sleep. Knowing that Eve is somewhat okay provides me with a bit more comfort. She was always the strong one. Takes after her father a lot on that front. Daniel was never one to back down from a fight, even if he was forced into a corner. Have you been able to get in contact with your relation on the council? Still radio silent, then. I'm sorry to hear that. But if they were still in the capital at the time, it's probably the safest place for them. I could only imagine the protections that city has right now. I'm honestly happy to hear that Mel has found herself there. Though the circumstances surrounding that are not good. I hope her hellhound is able to awaken soon. It will be a very different world that they wake up to once they do. Well, we haven't been able to find many of the hellhounds that were lost to us. They may be one of the last of their kind. A once proud race reduced to a handful of lost souls. It'll be a lot to adjust to. Have you heard Harriet's latest theory? that if Drivden is capable of pulling this off with Hellion, his sights will soon be set on Harmonia. Are the demons ready if that is the case? Well, I'm sure they were prepared for the normal threats. I wonder if they are ready to take on the new ones. Especially if the Wraiths are going to have an ample power supply at their hands. While I'm not gunning for our loss, it is better to be prepared for everything, is it not? Something you used to tell me all the time. Would it be awful for me to say that I would kill for a smoke right about now? I know. I'm not gonna fall back into bad habits. You've gone very quiet. Are you also getting lost in your own thoughts, darling? Thought about what? No, I guess I have not thought about that. I do not want to allow myself to be honest. I feel like I would be jinxing the whole operation here if I do. Well, maybe it's time for me to retire. I was hoping to after a few years, anyway. I've given so much of my life to causes and plans. I want to live the rest of my life just living for me. Maybe travel a little bit. Go and see the world without having to think about anything. Maybe I'll set up a cabin somewhere and finally get through those endless piles of books I never seem to have enough time to read. Whatever it is, though, I do hope that you will still be in the picture. You know my thoughts on that. I want to die human. I want to live the life I'm meant to live for the time that I'm allowed to be on this plane or the mundane. I would never want my life extended. I want to go out how I came into the world. My only regret would be that I'm leaving you behind. Are you still okay with this decision of mine? I remember there being a time where we would argue into the late hours of the night on this topic. Well, I was a little less eloquent about how I put it. So I don't blame you for also becoming confrontational. When we first got together, I don't believe we were meant to. We worked well as partners, friends even, but once romance was involved, I was still so set in my ways that my father had raised me. I was trying to make a name for myself outside of my family. I was dealing with the loss of them. You might have seen me as a young woman that needed saving from her actions. Now I'm older. more confident in myself and my choices. And you have also grown in a way. You are no longer the high and mighty demon lord. You see things from my side. And now, I can see things from yours. Sometimes people meet at the wrong times. I'm happy that we got to meet again as we are now. Well, not a twilight romance. I'm still sorry it took us this long to get to this point. I know I don't have the years of my prime to give you. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll have half a century left. But I want to give them to you. Spend them with you. And if you are all right seeing me turned into a shriveled up old woman, then I hope you will have me. Impending warts and all. I guess you could say this is sort of a proposal, yes. I do hope you'll forgive me for not making it more spectacular, but right now tomorrow is not a given, and yes, this is me asking. No, I want to make it clear right now. I do not want a big wedding. A simple ceremony at the council hall would suffice. Thank you. Considering you're agreeing my standards for the wedding, should I take that as a yes? How wonderful of an answer that is, then. Apparently, we will have to wait for small celebrations. You are free to enter. Yes. How can I help you? I thought you should see this, Miss De La Cruz. It is a notice from the council that was received just a moment ago. Thank you. Who else knows about this? The clan leaders. But I have not gotten around to telling the young couple yet. I believe they were just coming back from their training session earlier this morning. Then I will alert them. Thank you. Of course. Here. Yes, but that is not what concerns me about the council sending a team here. It's who is leading that team that is going to be the problem. Especially for Sasha.